I'll take it back. The only thing that I'm not liking about being back in person is the shock of when I see a student pull their mask down to like get a sip of water or something, and I'm like, that's what you look like? Hey, welcome to the Monarch Experience Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Ancona, and here at the Monarch Experience Podcast, we are all about giving students the platform to be able to voice their opinions about what matters most to them. And today, what matters most, well, we're getting to finally chat about going back to school normally. Going back to school for normal. Going back to a normal school year, or at least as normal as it possibly can be, considering we're still in the thick of it. But we got Vedant and Onur here talking about best part about being fully back. Spoiler alert, it's probably going to have to do with being social and getting a chat with your friends, but they go into much, much more detail about how it's a little bit more intricate or a little bit more complicated than that. Things that they didn't even realize that they took for granted over the last 20 months or so that they missed. Talking about certain expectations that they're going to have for this year for themselves or even just for the school year itself now that they're back and things were obviously constantly in a state of flux last year. What their feelings are about lunch period, how it's been split up, just the overall organization and setup of lunch and flex. Onur and Vedant have got some strong opinions about lunch that you are definitely not going to want to miss. And then maybe even we try to stay positive. We try to be deep and think about something from hybrid learning that we actually kind of maybe even miss a little bit. All that and tons more on this episode. So let's jump right into it. Let's chat with Onur. Let's chat with Vedant. Onur, say hey to our audience.
Hey, yo, I'm returning.
He is returning. We got Vedant for the first time. Vedant, say hey to our audience.
Hi, I'm a proud Indian citizen.
That's awesome. I love it. Oh man, you may have the most unique hello to our audience.
True.
Which is not really saying much. Usually people just go with hello, and then that's it. If I say hello to our audience, they say hello. If I say hey to our audience, they're like, hey. Maybe I'll just start messing with people. I'll be like, say banana to our audience. They'll be like, banana. Oh, man. Guys, it is so great that you guys are on this episode. And little fun fact that our audience may not know, or maybe they do know, is you guys are friends. So this is great. It's like two friends chatting with one another with a bald adult just kind of hanging out chaperoning. True.
Sounds like my Boy Scout camp.
Oh man!
This one kid took his shirt off and ran around the camp. I'm pretty sure he had some consequences. I don't. His mom was there too, and it was really awkward.
Yeah, this is just Boy Scouts in a nutshell.
This is wow. That is the strangest comparison for the podcast I think I've had so far. This is Boy Scouts where people take their shirts off and their moms yell at them.
Yeah, that's literally just all Boy Scouts is.
Well, keep your shirts on and no moms allowed. Today, we're talking with Onur and Vedant, and we're chatting about getting back to normal school. And you know what's so ironic about this? We're doing this virtually.
Yeah, literally.
Man, we're so close. I'm really getting excited about actually getting to do this back in person. So hopefully you guys, we can get you on an episode sometime in the next 2 years, and we'll do it in person. But for those of us listening, one may be wondering, are they virtual or are they back in person doing? No, we are virtual. So yes, the irony is totally not lost on me. Well, we're talking about the best part of being back to quote unquote normal school. And I think for the most part, I don't know if you guys agree with this or not, it kind of feels like we're back.
Yeah. Especially
go ahead, Onur. What do you think?
Especially because last year almost half of my friends just didn't go to in-person school, so my school experience was just totally different, right? But now this year, now that I have all my friends like back in person, I'm able to like chat with them while being in the school facility, right? It just feels so much like better.
Yeah. Vedant, what about for you? Does it feel like we're fully back?
It does. It's in fifth grade. It was the last time we were actually in school was fifth grade, right?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
in fifth grade, me, Onur, and some other people used to do dumb stuff all the time, and it seems
Yeah,
like
that's true.
we just went right back to that.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm afraid to ask, but what's the dumb stuff you're referring to?
I mean, no,
Uh,
actually, over virtual school, we also did a lot of not because kind of questionable things.
Oh no.
Like, for example, I don't know, it was mainly like inside the Zoom chat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of an example.
Like
Yeah,
spamming the chat.
not like actually spamming the
we
chat, but
type
like
stuff
whenever
like hat.
yeah, he just type a random word and then I just like add on
What?
to it. Yeah, I know.
You
It's
guys like
kinda,
wrote a story. How nice.
yeah.
You could have done that in ELA class or writing and it would have been very fitting. So, we're back. You guys are feeling like it's more like a normal school year. It's been 2 years since we can
Yeah.
basically say that. Or 2 full grades have gone by. So that's kind of crazy. Hopefully your middle school experience, you guys are 7th graders, the bulk of it hopefully could be more normal, right, than not normal. So what's the best part or what are some of the highlights for you guys as far as being fully back?
It's mainly talking to people, like actually
Yeah,
talking.
just like the social element of school. Like I'm gonna keep on coming back to this, but
Yeah.
like so much of like regular school is lost through being virtual because like you just type inside like the Zoom chat all the time, right? You weren't allowed to just like unmute and like talk to your friends, etc. Right? But now that we're in school, I'm actually able to like talk to my friends in person, and it's just like yet again, as I said earlier, like just so much more fun.
Are you finding it weird? Like, is there like a catch-up period for you guys? Well, there's our catch-up, I guess. Is there like a catch-up period for you guys where you're like trying to get back into the, I don't know how I'm trying to word this right. Like, did you just jump right back in and it was normal? Or was there this like awkward like socialization part where you're just like, I don't know how to communicate with people?
You know, like on the first
It
few
was,
days of school, literally, like I just barely talked to anyone because I kind of just like forgot how to do that, and then like I've just been like adjusting over time, and now I feel like I'm back to normal.
it's the same thing for me because I'm a big introvert, right? But for some reason, I started talking to people like 2 weeks after school started, but I didn't talk to them for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, same.
I think I just got used to the breakout rooms where everyone typed in chat.
Yeah,
Where like I mean, it's so interesting because it's like you could rely on. This is totally another subject on its own, but like you can rely on just like text instead of actual social cues and like conversational cues and body language and then like sitting with somebody said something and now I'm listening. I'm actively listening. Like what do I do with my eyes? Where do I look? What do I do with my hands? This person's talking. Like, should I? What like, do I nod? Do I like? And I've noticed that like a lot of my students, they've kind of forgotten. Like you guys said that there's that awkward piece. It feels like they're like
yeah,
trying to kind of warm up to it, where they just look at me, and I'll say something, and I'm like, you got to respond. Like you have to. Like, there's got to be like a okay or oh yeah or my bad. I just get like a lot of and like half the face is covered, so I'm just getting eyes staring at me, and it's like,
yeah,
dude, did you hear what I said? Do you acknowledge what I said? Like, are you okay with what I said? Are you there? Blink twice if you're okay. And I think like that's been a weird part with the masks and being fully back. That's kind of hard socially to navigate. What else? So give us more. What is like the socialization part that you guys miss? If we could articulate this. I know it's talking to people, but like when? Is it between classes, in classes, during classes, working on like work together? Like, what does that look like when you're saying it's the socialization?
Okay, so part of it, right? I mean, part of it is like the socialization with your teachers. Because last year, right, I didn't really feel too connected to any of my like individual teachers, right? And also, I
Yeah.
had like a very hard time like kind of paying attention. Because like you're just looking at a screen, and it's like super duper hard to like actually concentrate than when you're in school and you have literally no distractions, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, and also like this year already, I feel like I'm much closer with all my teachers, right? And then in terms of like actually speaking with students, most of the time, like I just speak like inside the hallways, right? But like inside virtual school, we wouldn't have hallways. We just have these like tiny like 2 minute breaks where we just like I don't know like get onto Discord and like chat with our friends for like a couple of minutes and then go back to school, right? This time we actually are able to like interact inside the hallways and like actually like make jokes. So yeah, no.
Yeah, it's almost like the part. I don't know if this plays a factor for you, but like instead of just I could just text my friend whenever I want, it's I'm gonna see him after period 5. So there's
Yeah,
almost like that buildup of like I can't wait to tell him during period like, after period 5 like what happened or this thing that I want to tell him about.
exactly. Yeah.
Vedant, how's it? Actually, Onur, one other thing I want to tell you is I think the connection with your teachers is so huge because there's so much like collateral, I don't want to say damage, but there's so much other things that happen with that. It's like your learning becomes more personalized. You become more invested in what you're doing. You're making, connections. That's what this all is about. Like it's all about connect. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
making a reference to Office Space. It's all about connections. I can't believe I just made an Office Space reference on this podcast. But like all of those things like become so invaluable. And it's interesting because as much as I agree with everything you said, dude, last year I had like one of the strongest connections to my classes. So like shout out to my homeroom in my period 8. Like I had like the strongest connections with them where we still keep in touch. We still chat, a lot of us, back and forth through Snapchat or whatever. And it's so awesome. But I totally hear you, man, especially as a 6th grader.
Yeah.
Your first exposure to the school and you're just like, I don't know what to do. Vedant, what about you, man?
It's group projects were so awkward last year.
Oh
'Cause
no.
Tell me about it.
for some projects, we had to mix up the groups because Miss Hardy didn't want us all doing the same project, and it became
Yeah.
super awkward because Oda
Yeah,
was basically my only friend there.
yeah, especially inside science, right? And then like this one project that we were actually assigned together on, it was virtual. I'm like, this is probably like the worst thing that ever happened in my entire life, right? I have to like unmute and tell Mrs. Hardy to like go to the next slide for a presentation, right? Because for some reason we're not like allowed to like share screens and just do it ourselves, right?
Oh,
And
so okay.
yeah, and then like there just be like this huge delay, and it's just like 10 full seconds, it's just like awkward silence, and it's just
Which
the
is
worst.
brutal.
Yeah,
Oh man, that stinks. The group stuff, yeah. Dude, I don't miss virtual learning like at all. And for me, I know the biggest thing that I really am so thankful to be back, and the best part for me, it's the connections. It's being able to actually, like Mrs. Pagliaro and I were talking about this like not too long ago, actually, where we were like, man, I feel like I'm just not getting through content-wise as much as I did last year. Like as far as like, man, like I feel like I'm planning to do XYZ and I'm only getting an X. And like every day I'm like, how did we run out of time? And then we're realizing, oh, it's because kids are actually talking, because like people are actually participating, and it's not just like typing it in the chat. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great point, Onur. Yeah, Vedant. Oh yeah, Vedant. That's an awesome point, because there's no need for me to re-articulate it. Everyone's looking at the chat because everyone's typing in the chat. And now it's like, as long as it takes Onur to make a point, like we're sitting and we're listening to him. And if that's 30 seconds to a minute, and then 5 people are talking, like the time adds up quickly. But I miss that. That's my favorite part of being back, is that a little bit of spontaneity and a lot of just like making connections and inside jokes with you guys, with
yeah,
students. Like that's what it's all about. That I'm so happy to have that back. It's awesome. Even if we don't get through as much as we'd like to. So
yeah,
something that you guys missed over the last 18 months or 20 months or 2 years basically about school, that during the pandemic, I mean, we're still in it, right? But like during virtual learning, you didn't realize you were going to miss it.
yeah,
Probably just talking to teachers. I usually find that very boring, but I realized how important it was after staring at
yeah,
a screen for 30, not 30 minutes. Like, how long was it? 3 hours each day?
And
Yeah, or the full days were, a full day. Those
yeah.
were longer than 3 hours.
And also, like, for example, like going back to group projects, right? Like inside group projects, whenever I'd be assigned with a random person, half of the time they just have like their camera off, they're on mute, and they're just like ignoring me, and I can't really do anything about it. But like this time, whenever I would do a group project, right? Like they're right in front of me, like we're
Yeah.
actually like talking, and I haven't actually done a group project so far, so I can't really comment too much on this. But I could assume that's gonna be like way different and like way more like fun for me because I have to do like way less work.
Yeah, I'm gonna save you there a little bit. I don't know if it's so much about not having to do as much work, but I think the behavior of like you're kind of getting ghosted. But like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the behavior of someone just shutting their screen off and then just not responding to you really can't happen in person. Like they
yeah,
can't just disappear and
yeah,
ignore you because you're like, hey, so what's the plan here? What are you thinking? And then they kind of like just socially are going to respond. So that's a big part of it, and I'm sure you're not alone on this. Vedant, what about you? What's something that maybe you didn't realize you took for granted?
Another thing I probably took for granted is, I guess, just how easily you could do work inside of school. Because me and Onur during virtual school basically did all the work inside the last 5 minutes we got to do it. The rest of the time we were just fooling around with filters or something.
yeah.
What about for you guys? Did you have any expectations for this year, or have you set any expectations for this year right now that maybe you couldn't set last year because of the uncertainty and then the constant flip flopping of the schedule and whatnot, where maybe those expectations weren't as realistic?
Um, this year my expectations, right? They're a lot like I guess that they're slightly less positive for me, right? But last year, like all the time, we just like flip flop our schedules, and like all the time, either school will be shorter or longer. Now it's just the same amount of length. So like a lot less times now, I'm gonna be relying on school to be shorter for me to get like more free time or something like that, right? So like this isn't really like a positive expectation, but like it's certainly like an expectation that I'm gonna have to like get used to.
Like the more work part.
Yeah,
How
because
have you
like
been doing with that?
I mean, since yet again like school days are longer now and they're gonna stay this way. Um, and also you like keeping in mind like school bus times, like clubs, right? So now I like certainly have a lot less work. I mean, a lot more work, right? But I feel like now I've just been working harder because like last year, like half of the time I wasn't really doing my work during the day, right? But now I actually have to focus. So yeah, no, it's I don't know, like I'm still adjusting, I guess.
When you say you weren't doing your work, so I guess like full disclosure, I mean, you weren't the only one. What did
Yeah.
that so like when were you doing your work? Were you doing your work?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Certainly I was, right? Like during school, of course, I was doing my work. I'm talking about like during my like free time, like
Sure.
after school. Like usually, I mean at least now I have to start working the moment that I get home. But
Yeah.
like last year, I just spent like I don't know, like 2 hours like watching YouTube. I do like 20 minutes like ELA, like go back to watching YouTube. And it'll kind of be like that. So
Do you
yeah,
think
no.
that do you think that was because you were in your own home? I mean, this because that sounds like a struggle that was so present for so many people in a lot of different places, not just like students. But do you think it's because you were home and your home became like multifunctional, where it was your home, it was your place of leisure, it was your place of relaxation, but it was also your place of school? Like, was that a factor where you were like, I don't want to do any more work?
Yeah, kind of. It's like when I'm at home, I feel like this applies to like a lot of students, right? Like your home is kind of like your safe place, right? It's like school can't reach me here, right? So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, I don't know, like whenever I'm home, usually I procrastinate more often because it's less like I have to get my work done because like teachers are like watching me, right? Like
Yeah.
now it's just like, you know what, I could just relax for a bit, you know, like I could like grab a snack, I could play a game or two, right? So yeah.
Oh, totally. Vedant, how do you feel about all that?
I agree with the owner, and our teachers last year didn't expect as much work as they do for us this year because they understood that we were virtual and we were limited on what we could do.
Yeah,
But
that's
now
fair.
we have all our resources and everything, so they expect us to actually do work, which is kind of hard.
Yeah. I mean, you know what's going to be interesting? I'm sure by January, I'm picking an arbitrary month. I'm sure by January, dude, you're going to be so in the swing of things that I don't want to say you're going to forget, but like that feeling of like, oh man, like I got so much I got to do. Probably you're just going to kind of get used to it. Because I know for me, like last year working virtually, the soon as the school day was over, I was like, no work. Like I'm done with work. But it was hard because, well, I'm working from the same place that I'm eating dinner, the same place that like I'm relaxing. It's all like the same shared place, and that just became hard. And it sounds like for you guys too, it became hard to kind of like separate those two places, school and work, or like school and play, like became kind of meshed into the same place.
Yeah.
Like you're probably even using the same equipment that you would use to like be on Zoom for school that you would to like play video games, right?
Exactly.
For
Yeah.
the first half of virtual school, I was using my Chromebook, and then I learned how to switch accounts on Zoom. So then I started using my laptop. And it's so
Okay.
much easier on laptop because on Zoom, you can't, if you
Yeah.
have Zoom open, you basically can't have anything else open at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yep. On a Chromebook, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On a Chromebook, it's like, oh man, it was brutal,
Yeah.
brutal. So now that we're back, right, and you know, there's obviously some things that have changed significantly. I think the schedule's pretty sweet. I'm kind of starting to like Flex a little bit more
Yeah.
than maybe at first. I'm finding purpose for it, which is really good. Uh, but the lunch period. So, whereas I like to look at it and think prison.
Yeah. Okay. So like add
What are your
on.
feelings on all this? Go
Yeah,
ahead,
yeah, yeah.
man.
Okay, so I have a lot to say, right? But I don't want to be too negative, of course, because like the
Yeah, that's
nurses are
fair.
working hard, right? Everyone's working hard, right?
Yeah.
To make it the best possible schedule. But I feel like this, like I had like my own idea that could have worked way better, right? Like at the start of the school year, on the very first day, we just choose our seats, and then instead of them being assigned and then they're permanent, right? We could just choose and then they're permanent because it's like practically the same exact thing. So I don't really understand why they went with the assigned route, but I don't know. It's fine, I guess.
There it is for any admin that are listening. Owner's got a solution that will
Yeah,
solve that's going to solve everything. I totally hear you. I'm sure I could think of reasons why they didn't go with that, which is
yeah,
logical. But yeah, I could totally follow you there because you're saying pick your seats and then like this is where you're sitting permanently. Like, and if you don't like it or you change your mind, sucks for you.
yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Is your big issue that you're stuck, like, and no shade thrown to the people to your right, left, or in
yeah,
front of you or back of you, but like that you're stuck basically eating around people that you maybe don't even want to talk to?
yeah, exactly. Plus, um, I feel like that on top of the fact that, okay, I don't know how things used to be, so I can't really comment on this, but like,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
okay, in years like before me, right? How was lunch? Like, was the entire grade inside of one lunch period?
Yeah. So, all right, let me paint this picture for you. Think chaos. No, lunch period basically was not too far off on some years. It was one lunch period, and it was a about as long as Flex is. So
Yeah,
you're still in the lunchroom for the same amount of time that you normally would be, except it would be the entire grade. They would just have the lunch tables all set up. You go in, sit wherever you want. They'd call them up, you know, this side, go get your food. All right, then this side, and then this side. And it would just be like that. There'd be no assigned seats until, you know, inevitably some years we'd have, you know, kids who would be doing horrible, terrible things and
yeah,
like not throwing out their trash. And then, you know, sometimes that would happen. But for the most part, 99% of students were sitting wherever they wanted with their friends.
yeah.
And if you and
Plus,
Vedant didn't want to sit next to each other one day, you guys didn't sit next to each other one day.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was kind of free. It was very nice.
Yeah, but also like this year, of course, it's split into two different periods, and this kind of sucks for me at least because like the majority of my friends, right? like almost all my friends actually like go to like a different period of lunch than me. So like not only am I not able to choose my seats, but also I'm not like seeing them like like during lunch like at all. So
Yeah,
it
that was
kind
kind of always that's always the nice part about lunch, right? Like even if you're
yeah
like, man, I'm not in any of the same classes as any of my friends, you still could sit together. Like I always thought when we'd have lunch duty, that was so like this sounds stupid, I guess, from a student's perspective, but to see who you guys were friends with, I'd be like, oh, you guys are friends? You guys like you know who what kids are friends with who within your each class, but then to
yeah.
see like, oh, you guys are all friends together. I had no idea you guys interesting. Wouldn't have thought that. Vedant, what are your feelings? Same feelings about lunch?
It's the same thing, except I miss virtual school lunch because I could just do anything like I have a ketchup bottle on my table right now.
You thought the
And I could
virtual food lunch tasted better?
Yeah, because nowadays I just get a sandwich with lettuce, peppers. I got ranch for the first week and I realized how disgusting it was.
Okay, not a
it's
ranch
just-
fan.
Yeah, it's just the same thing every single day because I don't want to. I don't dare to try anything else there. Right?
Why don't
But-
you should bring your own stuff then.
Like, sometimes I do, but I can't always do it because my bag's
Yeah.
small and I'm
Yeah.
very lazy. And
You don't want to pack your own lunch. That's what it really is.
yeah. But here I could just like make mozzarella sticks or something, and I have a ketchup
Yeah.
bottle. And just eat anything I want.
Wait,
Just,
you
like,
put ketchup on your mozzarella sticks?
Yeah, sometimes.
wait,
Oh,
I'm leaving.
yeah.
What?
You know what? Again, I'm leaving. Forget it. Ketchup, not marinara sauce.
No.
Oh, this is Vedant. This is unforgivable.
I
Like,
apologize for my sins.
We're gonna have a live breakup of a friendship right now. I feel like Onur just got up and walked out.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
he's
walked
back
out.
now, but for a good 2 seconds, he was offended and disgusted.
Yeah,
Me and
I
Onur are
don't-
going to talk about this after the
Yeah,
call.
I think that we're gonna DM after this.
What else do you put ketchup on?
What else?
When I was like really young, this is disgusting now, but I just drank ketchup bottles,
Yeah,
and
that
that was
is
just like my food.
Same.
Vedant's like, I haven't stopped. Wait, dude. So for our listeners, too bad this isn't a video. Vedant, in the beginning of this, when we first signed on, happened to say, "Oh, I've got a giant bottle of ketchup in front of me in my room." Is there any other food, or you just keep a bottle of ketchup,
Why
or
is-
where you're
okay.
just like
Uh,
squeezing it into your face?
Okay, so
I have
why
some
is it in
chocolate
your room?
wrappers.
Wait, you're putting chocolate and ketchup together, dude?
I have this bottle I've never used before.
Why do
Oh,
you
there's some
have this
chocolate in
stuff
here.
your room?
There's
So
some
it's like
chocolate in here.
He's showing us a thermos and like what it has obviously been filled up with gift chocolate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
fancy wrapping paper.
I have this month-old water bottle.
Ew, dude. Don't drink
Bro,
that.
clean
The
your
plastic.
room.
I have some chips on the ground.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
Jeez.
I have an Xbox 360 controller for some reason, even though that's in my basement.
That's not edible, though. We're more concerned about the edible things. Bro, you need to clean your room.
I probably
True.
should. Yeah. Oh, there's a juice bottle right here.
A juice bottle?
Is this still drinkable?
The guy's got a Capri Sun on the floor.
I had
Somebody-
that right before the podcast started.
We're gonna start. What flavor?
This is
Berry.
a very important question.
Berry. Ooh, mixed berry. That's the best type of berry.
Yeah.
Vedant, we're gonna start a GoFundMe to get someone to clean your bedroom for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't even think you got to answer the question or even chime in on this. So you're all sitting, and I don't think Onur, you even mentioned it too. You guys are all sitting facing one direction.
Yeah, but I turn around almost the entire time. So
Okay.
Right now I'm
doesn't
just
really matter.
spinning like my chair. Like that's what I've been doing for like the past 3 minutes.
That was the first thing that like startled me the most when I walked in. And it wasn't about like, oh, you guys are not sitting at a table. I was like, yeah, I kind of expected that because obviously last year it looked the same way. But just like you're all facing the same direction just was so, I don't know, bizarre. And then like when we had lunch duty for the first week of school, and I'd be up in the front chatting with whoever else was up there or like sitting on the stage, you guys are all just eating facing us. It just was like so bizarre where like I'm like trying not to make eye contact with you guys, and then you guys are like making eye contact, like eating. It was like very, very unsettling.
Yeah.
Vedant, what's one thing you miss about hybrid learning?
One thing I miss about hybrid learning is constantly being able to message my friends dumb things. Like,
But then also that kind of ruins the fun of waiting like until the bus and then finally like bringing out all the like fun news that happened today in school to him, right?
Yeah.
So that honestly like the best part of most of my days is the school bus because I'm just able to like hang out with my friends, just like tell them about everything that happened inside the school day.
I've been trying to think like what's something like I miss about hybrid learning. I'm like, I don't know if I could really come up with one. Like,
I guess like sleeping in a bit more because like you don't have to get onto the school bus, like you could sleep in.
I woke
Yeah.
up and my bed's to my left, so I woke up, got into bed, did period 1, then I brushed my teeth, and then
yes,
then I just come back and do my work.
I'm with you. I'd wake up just as my wife was getting ready to leave. I'd help her get the kids ready for school. And then I would basically eat my breakfast, have my coffee, sign on, wouldn't have even brushed my teeth. How disgusting. Would still be in basically pajamas and would teach. And then period 3, once I had like my prep, then I would like, all right, I'm going to go work out or I'm going to go do this or whatever I'm going to do. That was nice. I miss it in the sense of that was nice, but I would not want it back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't think that me and Vedant came up with a single new inside joke over the span of like virtual school. But
Yeah.
now on the bus, we already came up with like 4. So,
I think a part of that is like shared experiences, shared
Yeah.
spaces. You're in the same space, experiencing the same thing. So you're going to have like a funny or like, humorous perspective on that. You know what? I'll take it back. The only thing that I'm not liking about being back in person, and maybe we should have said this at the top of the episode, is the shock of when I see a student pull their mask down to like get a sip of water or something. And I'm like, that's what you look like?
Exactly. No,
It was
like
the same thing for all my teachers too.
Because like, oh, I'm sure, like because your face is covered and like you're expecting. I guess you look at their eyebrows, their part of their nose, and their eyes, and you're like, here's what I'm You're trying to like fill in the gaps. Like, here's what I imagine that their mouth and their jaw will look like. And then when their jaw looks so different than what you expect, it's
exactly.
like so startling.
They look
Yeah.
like an entirely different person sometimes.
I have some kids where I'm just like, what? That's what your face looks like? And then I realize as I say that's so mean.
Yeah.
But they said that to me too, because I had one of my students was like, you do not look like what I thought you would look like. And it's hard to articulate, like, well, what did you think I would look like? And they said they thought my jaw would be more narrow, which I guess is a fat joke. I don't know. But I guess they just thought my jaw would be more narrow, or maybe my nose would be more narrow. Because when it's all covered up, it just totally warps your face.
Yeah. Like your brain kind of automatically makes a picture for how your face is going to look like.
Guys, this was awesome. Make sure that you're following us on Snapchat at the Monarch Experience Podcast. Make sure you're following us on Twitter at the Monarch XP. Leave us a 5-star review or else. And as always, stay safe, stay hungry,